Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back. Today's video is going to be my August eyeshadow palette recap, and I've been doing this video for a few months. I really enjoy it. I have a lot of palettes. I have over 100, and I'm doing this as a way to kind of keep track of the different makeup looks that I'm doing and the palettes that I'm using and making sure that I'm getting good use out of my collections. So what I do is every day that I wear makeup, which is usually 5 or 6 days a week, I take a picture of my makeup look and I write down the palette that I used. Pretty simple. So today's video, I'll show you the palettes and then I'll show you pictures of the makeup looks. Some of these pictures I do show in my Shop My Stash series, because in that series I do also talk about some palettes that I'm kind of trying to use for the month, and I show you the looks there too. So some of these looks, if you saw the Shop My Stash, you would have seen them, but I am really enjoying this series. And if you want to see eyeshadow palette related content, check out my eyeshadow palette playlist. And then also some of these looks I did film Get Ready With Me's, so you can find those in my makeup looks playlist. So yeah, stay tuned. I upload 4 videos a week, and let's get started. Alrighty, these palettes are in no particular order. I just kind of stacked them all up here and I'm just going to show you some pictures. This is one of the ones that I did film, and that was, I used the Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. And you know, I kind of had mixed feelings on this look. Like while I was doing it, I wasn't totally loving it, but I actually end up really liking this look. I thought it actually turned out very nicely. This is the only look that I did with this palette this month, but yeah, this is one of the ones I filmed. So again, you can check that out in the makeup looks playlist, and I enjoyed it. I really did. This is one of the palettes that I actually got a lot of use out of because it was in one of my project pans for usage goals. And so I actually used this palette quite a few times, where sometimes I would just like put it on the lower lash line or something like that. But I did do several looks using this palette. One of them was, I pretty much used every shade. I didn't even say what palette this is. The Natasha Denona Mini Biba. I love this one, and the metallic shade is so gorgeous. I also did a look combining this palette with the Colourpop by the Rosé palette, which I will show you that one too. That one was in my Shop My Stash. I love that there's a cream to powder in this one. I love the Mini Biba. I think this is great. I think this is becoming one of my favorites, if not my favorite, out of my mini Natasha Denona palettes. This palette is the Charlotte Tilbury Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize, and this one I sometimes just reach into to like put like a brown on the lower lash line or something like that. And then a look that I did just using this palette, I showed this look last month too because it's one of my go-to looks when I'm in a hurry, and that is just combining these 2 pink shimmers all over the lid and in the crease, and that is it. Very, very simple. So yeah, I did that look again this month, which yeah, like I said, that's one of my go-to I'm in a hurry type looks. Okay, one of the palettes that was in my Shop My Stash, so I used this one several times, that is the Tom Ford Quad in Nude Dip. This is very beautiful, and I have to say I'm very impressed with it. So one of my favorite looks of the entire month, I actually kind of like went on a gradient across the lid with all 4 of these shimmers. And then I put one of the like matte gray shades from the Natasha Denona Glam Palette in the crease. Loved it. Absolutely beautiful. And then I did another look where I just had this shade all over the lid, and then a matte shade from the Natasha Denona Glam Palette all in the crease. So yeah. I realize that some of these looks are like not super exciting, but this is just like the makeup that I wear. Some days I do more colorful and dramatic looks. Some days I'm in a hurry. I do work in like an office type job, so I'm not gonna wear like lime green eyeshadow every day, even though I may want to. I don't. So yeah, I did some nice simple glam looks with this one, and it was actually really, really nice. All right, one palette that I just used one time, and I did wear this in a video, and actually a lot of you guys complimented me on this look, and it was using the Pat McGrath Mothership 5 palette. And I did also use one of the matte shades from the Glam palette as well. I used the Glam palette like quite a bit this month for just kind of like those simple type things, like blending out shades and that sort of thing. But I did also do some looks entirely with that palette. I've been using that one a lot lately, and actually today, the Glam palette is one of the ones I'm wearing. So anyway, this look I absolutely loved. I had the gray matte from Glam in the crease, this dark purple on the outer corner, and then I had like layered this shimmer and this one like across the lid. So beautiful, loved it. And yeah, a lot of you guys really complimented that look. So thank you for your kind words. I really enjoyed it. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, this one I did use a couple of times. This is the Colourpop On The List palette. And this palette really, really impressed me. It really did. I also did film a look using this palette. I'll show you a picture of the one that I did film. So again, you can check that out. Another look that I did was wearing this green on the lid and then some of these matte shades in the crease. Very, very pretty. And then another one, I kind of did this shade and this shade on the lid and then some of the lighter mattes in the crease. It was a really nice look. So I'm impressed with this one. I think this one is very, very nice. I also love the packaging. It's beautiful. And yeah, I enjoyed it for sure. I also used the Colourpop by the Rosé palette, and this one was in my Shop My Stash, so I used it a few times. And I did combine it with some other palettes too. There's a look that I did with this palette combined with the Nomad Cosmetics Gemini 2. That one was really, really nice. Like I said, I also did a look where I combined it with the Mini Biba palette. And then I did do a look completely on its own using this one, and this one. Really liked it. This one's great. If you like pinky tones and you don't want to spend a lot of money, the quality on this one is really fantastic. One of the palettes that I also only used one time was this quad from Colourpop called On The Mango. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this. I thought that this was like an absolutely beautiful makeup look. I used, I think, all 4 shades. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I used all 4 shades. Beautiful, like oranges, really nice, actually, yeah. And this like super warm brown. I'm impressed with this quad. I need to reach for it more. I really, really enjoyed that one. All right, then we have the Persona Identity 2 palette, and I did use this one a couple other times just for like inner corner highlight, lower lash line, that sort of thing. I only did one look like completely using this palette, but I really liked it. And again, this is one I wore in a video, and a lot of you guys complimented that look as well. And it was very, very simple. It was this shimmer all over the lid, and then this one in the crease, and then a little bit of the dark brown in the outer corner. It was a very simple neutral look, but it was very pretty. And this shade is interesting because, I don't know, it kind of just looks a little bit blah in the pan, but on the eyes, it has almost like a pink duochrome effect. Beautiful. So I thought that was really, really good. And I did use that shade as an inner corner highlight several times also in the last month. Now, I've been mentioning the Glam palette quite a bit because this I did have a usage goal in one of my project pans. So I definitely reached for it a lot, and I find myself reaching for this as like a companion palette to other palettes, especially if I want like a more cool toned crease shade or something like that. So I did do a couple looks just using the Glam palette. One was super easy. It was just like this dark shade all over the lid, and then this one in the crease. Super simple. It actually kind of looked similar to another look that I showed you using the Tom Ford quad. And then I did another look just using this palette where I think I just combined several of these mattes in the crease. And then I think I layered like these 2 shimmers on the lid. Simple look, really, but this is a really nice palette for neutral to cool toned leaning eyeshadow looks. I think it's really, really good. Definitely enjoy the quality. She is coming out with a new palette, and it is a mid-sized. The My Dream palette, you know what? It looks beautiful, but I've decided I'm gonna wait. I think I want to wait to get it on sale. I have enough palettes. I'm in no rush to buy it, but I do think it is pretty. and the Glam Palette, it's great. All right, let's see what else. This one, I'm trying to remember. This one, again, I used this shade a lot to set my eyelid primer, which I know is super boring. Some of the other shades I also used like on the lower lash line and that sort of thing. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Smokey Eyes Are Forever palette. Great, enjoy it for sure. Oh, another Charlotte Tilbury palette that I did pull out is the Pillow Talk palette. This one is so pretty, and I wore my makeup that was just using this for eyeshadow, using just these 3 shades right here, and oh my gosh, so beautiful. I loved it. Absolutely gorgeous. This palette is amazing. I do have one of her quads, and I don't like the formula as much as these larger palettes. So yeah, I have 3 of these larger palettes, and I used them all in this last month, which is great news for sure. Okay, I already mentioned the Gemini 2 that I combined it with. It was the Colourpop by the Rose. And I did do a look using just this palette where I had this shade all over the lid and then some of these mattes in the crease. And it was really beautiful, like a burgundy, smoky look. That one was gorgeous. Absolutely loved it. I really like this Melt palette. I also did reach into this a couple other times too, just for, again, lower lash line, that sort of thing. That one's amazing. I'm really, really happy about that palette. Alrighty. Okay. I did also use my Lethal Cosmetics eyeshadows, and I also filmed a Get Ready With Me using these, and these are the ones that I bought in this last month. And so I've done a whole video about this. You can check it out. I did my eyeshadow with these several times this month, and absolutely amazing. And the Get Ready With Me that I filmed also featured this multi-chrome called Parsec. Check that one out. It's stunning. Absolutely love it. Oh, okay. So yeah, I did film a few other Get Ready With Me's. One of them was featuring my Clionadh shadows. And so I wore these 3. And then I did some mattes from Makeup Geek in the crease. Gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So again, that one you can check out because I filmed that one as well. And then what's in this palette? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, Terra Moons. So there's more than just Terra Moons in this palette. There is also Divina and Coastal Scents, M Cosmetics, I don't know, a few other brands. But this bottom row is Terra Moons, and I did do a look featuring these eyeshadows. This shade called Terrasphere is amazing. And then I did do a video, I think it was in the last month, where I swatched a ton of duochromes and multichromes. Some from Terra Moons and Clionadh and other brands. So you can check that out if you want to see swatches of my duochromes and multichromes. Okay, let's see. Oh, I think I've only got 2 palettes left. This is a palette that I bought at the end of last month, but it didn't actually arrive until the beginning of August. And that is the Sydney Grace Be Mine palette, and I love this. I love it so much. I did film a Get Ready With Me using this one, so I'll show you that picture. Love the look. Oh my goodness. This palette is becoming one of my favorite palettes. I love the pink tones in here, so I did a few looks using the pinky shades here, and then I did one where I wore this like purpley shade all over the lid. This palette is gorgeous. I am so in love with it. Like I said, I filmed a Get Ready With Me using it. I've talked about this in other videos too. This is just an amazing palette. I got it in their Christmas and July sale, and I'm so happy that I bought it. Now I want to buy more Sydney Grace palettes. I do own one other one. I have the Temptalia Radiant Reflection Light. The formula is just unreal. All right, and then the last palette that I think I only used once this month, and that is the Nomad Fête de Provence palette. I did do a review swatches and Get Ready With Me using this palette when it came out, which I think was in July. So you can check that video out. But the look that I wore this month, I did not film, but I just did like a monochromatic pink look using these 3 shades. And I think I just stuck my finger in one, that's fine. Very beautiful. I love this color story. Like I said, this is one that I filmed a review and swatches on when it first came out, and I'm really, really impressed. I would like to buy more from Nomad Cosmetics. I ended up not buying. They recently released a rainforest palette, and it was very beautiful, but super colorful, and I just don't think I would use it as much as this color story. So I ended up not buying that one, but this one is great and I love the quality. Okay, that is it for this video. Those are all the palettes and eyeshadows that I wore in the last month. I'm really enjoying this series. I like to keep track. I like to show you guys the pictures. So yeah, let me know what you think. And if you want to see more eyeshadow palette videos, check out the eyeshadow palette playlist. And then the makeup looks playlist has Get Ready With Me's if you missed any of those. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.